gives you butterflies, that lights you up. That world you see when you close your eyes. Chase that with all of your soul. Chase it. It's easy to brush off life's potential. It's just outside the realm of possibility. To see the ideal as some form of window shopping that you can almost touch. A fantasy to be explored when you sit back in your office chair or pass time in the doctor's office waiting room. But I think these aspirations mean more than that.
Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. I hope everybody's having a blessed and grateful morning so far. 11:11. Paint your vision. Oh my goodness. Talk about a powerful call to go ahead and start off the morning diving in with Neno. I love getting into the process, right? One of my favorite movies that I've ever seen is called The Peaceful Warrior, and that really depicts on how important it is to really enjoy the journey and the process instead of always just focusing on getting to the destination, because when we get there, there's always going to be another shiny object to go ahead and grab. So a great topic I'm going to go ahead and touch on a little bit as we get into what is called the flower process of transformation. This one changed the game for me when I learned it a couple years ago. So I'm excited to go ahead and share it for those of you that haven't had a chance to hear it yet. But with no further ado, let's get a little bit of gratitude down below before we go ahead and start and dive into today's topic. What is everybody grateful for coming into just about the end of this week? A lot of amazing things are happening. I'm seeing ka-chings, I'm seeing withdrawals, I'm seeing absolute breakthroughs in all different areas of life, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So this is what it's all about. And it's not a coincidence why we're manifesting so many amazing things, because it's already been written and documented down. So here we go. Let me get IG on here, and it is game time. Here we go. Awesome. So once again, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm so thankful for God. I'm grateful to be able to be on here to experience and witness each of your journeys, because let me tell you, it's hard to see the picture looking from inside the frame. But I tell you all the time, somebody looking outside, they can see the beauty, they can see the growth and transformation. So I can absolutely see it. I'm grateful to be able to get up and get into this morning rituals and morning routine. It's funny to see, right? Today is actually day 360. Let me see. 363 days getting the vision down, writing it out so those that see it can pick it up and run with it. So literally in 2 more days, we have knocked out a full year of documenting journals straight through. And it's going to be cool to see, to be able to go back and see the emotions, the transformation, because this is where it all starts, right? Being able to document it down. So when you go back, just like Steve Jobs says, it's hard to connect the dots looking forward, but we can always connect them looking backwards. So this is for you and for those that are coming after you. So your story is powerful. Keep writing it. Mr. Wealthy, what's going on? Cedric in the building. I see you, brother. Lady Boss Nikki, day 353. Drop your days. How many days consistent are you guys? Because this, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to go back and connect how this all led to the greatness that is to come. So let's get into it, right? Today, we're going to be talking about the flower process, right? This is such a good one. Over the course of my journey, just like Neno was talking about, at the start, there's not many of us that just come in here and we're on fire with everything that we do, right? For me, I almost failed public speaking in college. I got a C in public speaking in college, right? Day 31 consistent. I love to see it. When it came to trading, had never traded in my life, right? A lot of these things, you're going to start to see. Most of us are a disaster before we become a master. Most of us had to suck a little bit before we saw some success. So this is a part of the journey. Understand that you and I are going to be able to go through this process. Nothing gets easier. We just get better, right? So let's dive in. Here's the visual for you guys today. What's your favorite flower? Drop it down below. Do you guys like roses? Do you like dandelions? I want you to think about your favorite flower. And today, I'm going to show you how the process that we grow through is just like the plants and how we can go ahead and max out this next 6 months of the year. Okay, the lily, the rose, I see you. I like it. Good stuff. All right, so let's go. Here we go. The flower process. Hope you got your pen. I hope you got your, drop some threes down below if you got your pen and paper ready, because this is going to be a training you are never going to forget. And not only take this, but you can go out and you can teach this one too. The white ones, yes. Okay, so check this out. When we're talking about the flower process, here we go. This small circle, okay, this is the seed. Okay, I want you to envision the seed right now. Nothing's happened. We have the seed. We've ordered this exotic seed from overseas, and this seed is priceless. Okay, this is you. This is you and I right here. Now, depending on where it is that we plant this seed, is going to end up creating a drastic difference on what ends up happening to the seed, depending on what soil we end up putting the seed in. Okay, so I want to give you guys a couple different reference points so you can get an idea of where I'm going with this training. Okay, so this little seed, this is you and I. The soil that we plant the seed is going to represent the environment, our environment that we're around. Okay. Now, we have a seed, we have the soil. What else do we need for the seed to grow? You can see it on my back. I'm sweating like crazy right now because of the sun. Okay, the sun is going to be the third piece. Now, the sun represents the source. The source is literally our energy, and it's going to be our emotions. Okay, these two things end up creating our source, a higher power. Okay, so we have light, we have soil, we have the person watering the seed. Now, watering the seed is going to be our daily methods of operation. Okay, so just so you guys have a preference, so you can go ahead and get into this as I dive in. These are the handful of pieces that's going to make up this story. Now, I'm going to put these all together. You ready? Let's get into it. Okay. When we plant the seed, we have to plant it in a proper environment. We also have to plant the seed where it gets enough sunlight, right? So we can get some photosynthesis, bring it back to the younger years. And we also have to what? We have to water it daily, right? We have to water the seed every day. That's a part of the process, okay? So check this out. SWAY. Here's the acronym I want you guys to go ahead and write down. I love this. I never forgot this one once I got this training. Here's the acronym. You ready? SWAY. Sun is going to be equal to our energy and emotions. Water is our DMOs. E is going to be environment, our soil, and Y is going to be you. That's the seed. So go ahead and write that down. Sun, water, environment, and you. SWAY. Energy, DMOs, our soil, and the seed. This is powerful right here, okay? So check this out. Our energy, believe it or not, is our new identity. The energy that we wake up every day is our identity. You guys don't realize this, but I'm telling you right now, when you put out content, your energy is going to introduce you before you even speak. When you go out in the world today and you come across people that you haven't met before, our energy is going to introduce us before we even speak. So understand, energy is our identity, okay? What stops most people from getting to the second step, right, is their lack of energy and emotion, not being in the right place, not being in the right environment. Now, I went back and I thought about this years ago. This was my life. I didn't have the right environment when I was in college. No wonder why I didn't really have any visions. No wonder why I didn't really have any goals, because my environment was not surrounded by any of that. I was around individuals who were going out partying 8 days a week, who were sitting inside of their room with their girlfriend watching Netflix for 7 hours, who were smoking and joking, who were sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing for hours. So guess what? My environment was not very conducive to my growth. So me being a seed, me being this limitless seed that was planted in an environment that I was not able to grow, there's a reason why I was not growing, right? Because for most of us, we become the average of the 5 people that we hang out with most, right? So my 5 was pretty much broke. So guess who I became? 6th. If you're around 5 broke people, we're probably going to end up becoming the 6th. And that was me. So that was the first step. I had to start identifying, what's my environment? What am I around all the time? What am I listening to? What are my daily thoughts that I'm hearing on a consistent basis? And this is where life started to shift for me. Right? So think about this, okay? When you're not connected to the source, our source is our energy and our emotions. When we're not connected to the source, guess what? There's a cloud over our emotions. And guess what? The seed gets no sunlight. This is exactly why it's hard to grow in this type of environment. Because without sun, the plant will never grow. So if we're not connected to a higher source, if we're not connected to a higher power, guess what? Our emotions and energy is going to literally have a cloud over it, and it's not going to be able to grow. This is why most people end up seeing a drifting life, because most people have a cloud and it's not allowing them to see the sunlight so they can actually be able to grow. Woo! Drop some twos down below if you guys are getting value. This is making sense. I love this training right here because it gives a great visual to really make this journey make sense. All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's keep it moving. If we have a fear of failure, if we have insecurities, if we have doubts, we are not connected to the source. It doesn't matter how much you water the seed. Guess what? There needs to be sun. There needs to be sun. I'm trying to think about it. I don't have any plants that have died over here because I haven't left it in the sun, but you can get that visual. A plant that's sitting in the dark that we just keep watering it, it's never going to be able to thrive. It needs the sun. It needs this vitamin D. So that's huge. Step number 2, okay? Let's get to step number 2. Period. Facts. Pastor, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you. I just tapped in. Here we go. All right, so now check this out. When you finally see the light, right? When we get the cloud, when the clouds move over, and now the sun finally starts to shine in, we can feel the beams, we can feel the rays. Here's step number 2. There's going to be days in this business, okay? 2 times in this business. The time that we join, and the second time is when we actually make the decision to really join and go all in. There's 2 times in this business. One, when we join. Second, we make the decision to really go all in. So what's step number 2? If number 1 was sun, energy, emotions, number 2 for sway is going to be water. The water of the plant is going to be our DMOs. So what are the DMOs? Daily methods of operation. Personal development, right? Diving into audios, diving into the books, diving into the daily rituals that's going to allow us to be able to grow, right? If you guys are building the business, putting out content, making new relationships, right? Putting out videos, telling your story. These are all daily methods of operation. If you guys are wanting to build your trading account, creating a go live schedule, getting your demo trades out, getting a feel for the market, getting your live account, and now implementing, whether you guys are using Go Live, whether you guys are tapping into Swipecoin. I don't know if you know, but if you're not tapped into Swipecoin right now, there's a lot of money that's missing on the table, right? Empowered, this is one of the most powerful packages anybody can have right now. If you guys have e-commerce and trading, right? You guys are able to get a bag on both sides. If you guys have travel and Forex, you have travel and crypto. There's so many different ways to get it right now that we can utilize these daily methods of operation. And believe it or not, family, there's not a shortage of money right now. There's so much money available. It's not even funny. It's just those that are too fearful, those that have a cloud blocking the sun, that they can't see the light. They can't see this beautiful time that we're living in here, right now. So much money to be made, right? We got blues on the charts. We got a lot of amazing things happening right now. Right? Growing our spiritual side, being able to visualize. This is all part of the daily methods of operation. The easiest, here's the deal. The easiest thing, I'm not going to say the easiest, the simplest thing that we're going to go do is go and hit 6-7 figures. The simplest thing that we're going to go do is hit 6 and 7 figures. You know what the hardest part about it is? Believing. I know that sounds crazy. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm here to tell you that's the truth. We will only get as far as our own level of belief for ourselves. Took me a long time to realize that, but that is the truth. I don't know if you guys think that Neno bleeds any different. I don't know if you guys think about any of the chairman and educators. They eat different. They drink different than you and I. They still have to sleep, right? They're not robots. They're humans just like all of us, but they've been able to tap in to this photosynthesis process. Eats the baby girl. Facts. So check this out. Number 3. Now that we've started to add the sun, now we've moved the clouds. We have the sun shining. Now that we started to water it every day with our daily methods of operation, right? Getting on to e-commerce. I was just with Lovely last night, getting on the Go Live, literally implementing some products inside of the store. These are daily methods of operation. This is watering that seed. So that's step number 2. Let's get into number 3. You ready? Here's number 3. You pop out the soil. You know what's funny? Whenever you plant a seed, how many of you have ever planted a seed and you've seen a fruit come up the next day? It doesn't exist. The growth process is the exact same way. When we start learning how to speak, when we start building a trading account, when we start growing our e-commerce store, nothing happens right away. Nothing happens overnight. But as we have the sun hit it, as we water it, it's going to eventually pop out of the surface, right? Some of you have actually popped out your e-commerce store in 72 hours getting sales. Some of you have actually already gone through the boot camp, started to understand smart money, and you've gotten withdrawals coming into your account because you've done the work. You started to go through the process. So step number 3, when you pop out of the store, guess what? You start to see the lights. Now you can really feel the sun. Now you can really see the sun shining bright. And you start to believe that it's actually possible for you too. You have a shift. You've literally broken through the surface. This is what they call a breakthrough. Instead of a breakthrough, I want you to think about a break free. Think about a seed that's under the surface, that's under the soil. It's getting watered. It can feel the heat underneath the soil. It's going through the transformation process. And one day, it finally, and it breaks through. And it can feel the sun. It can feel the heat. It can look around and see the beauty of the world and say, wow, this is what's been out here all along. I knew it was there. I had faith it was there, but now I can finally see what I've been able to see this whole time. This is when you pop out of the surface. This is when you transform into a completely different level. Here's number 4. You ready? Now you continually work on yourself. Now you beat on that craft. Now you throw logs on that fire and you let that fire build. And here's what starts to happen. You lead yourself into what's called a quantum leap. You see, when you stay in the feeling long enough, when we do this methods of operation enough, when we stay in the process long enough, a quantum leap now becomes available. Now you can start to experience a higher high. But it took staying consistent. It took consistently watering that seed. It took being able to remove the clouds so we can have the sun continuously shine and create a photosynthesis process. And now we're able to go ahead and reach a new level. And here's step number 5. Here's the last but not least. Here's the last step. You become a fully blossomed flower. And all we do now is we maintain that by doing the little things that got us to that point. You see, so many times I've seen people make a little bit of money, see a little bit of success. You know what they did? They stopped watering their flower. You know what happens when you stop watering the flower? It's easy for a cloud to come right back over. And imagine if you have no sunlight, and imagine if you have no water inside of your seed, what do you think is going to happen to that flower? It dies. It dies. So understand that if we can learn the process, if we can master the process, as we get and grow to these levels, what we did becomes second nature. It becomes weird. It's weird to me at this point if I don't wake up and I don't write my journal. I don't do my gratitude. I don't visualize. For some of you, it's probably weird at this point if you don't hit the gym. You feel weird not exercising because that has become a part of who you are. And this is the process. It feels weird to go out and eat junk food because you love yourself too much to say, you know what? I'm ready to feed my body alkaline and whole foods. I'm ready to thrive and not just survive. This is elite. This is elite. This is stacking habitual habits. This is stacking positive mindsets. This is stacking and compounding wealthy habits and rituals until you literally blossom to this amazing, beautiful flower. And this flower is able to go out and drop seeds. And guess what? Those seeds then go and create a limitless amount of their own beautiful scenery, of their own beautiful process. And before you know it, you have a field, you have these acres of all of these amazing different flowers that started with what? One seed that was bold enough to go ahead and break free and break through the surface and commit to the journey and hold the vision and trust the process. Dreamers, that's the flower process. Drop some 5s down below if you guys are ready to dive into and enjoy and love and have patience for the flower process. Because if you don't know it, let me be the first to tell you, you are an exotic seed. Your seed, let me ask you this. If I were to hold up a seed right now and I were to ask you, what do you see? What do you see when you look at this seed? You know what some people are going to say? I just see a seed. It just looks like a tiny little pebble to me. You know what others are going to say? I see an oak tree. You know what some others are going to say? I see a forest. Why? Because they don't see just what that seed is. They see the potential of what that seed can go out and become. And that's what a real mentor is. A mentor can, most of the time, they can see maybe what you couldn't see in yourself yet. So if nobody told you today, I can see the greatness inside of you. I can see the growth, and I know how powerful your seed is. You just got to meet me halfway to believe it. And family, that's the flower process. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'm so excited to see the growth continue and the amazing abundance, memories, experiences that are here on the way to come. So dreamers, remember, you can be, do, and have anything you can hold in your mind. I promise you, we can hold it right here in our hand. I love you, family. Go out and have an amazing day. It is Thursday. We are jumping to new levels in July. Let's go out and make it happen. Turning dreams into reality. It's game time. Let's grow.